Yo, hoop fans, your sideline sage, Tips and Upstreams, is lacing up once again. On deck, deep dives into the freshest NBA clashes, ready to set the planks ablaze. But before we jump the ball, be sure to hammer that subscribe on our YouTube channel to keep hooked with our sharp forecasts and prime selections. All right, let's bounce into today's NBA Crystal Ball reads. The prediction for today is for Game 5 between the Dallas Mavericks and Boston Celtics. The NBA Finals return to TD Garden in Boston for a pivotal Game 5 between the Dallas Mavericks and the Boston Celtics. With their backs against the wall, the Mavericks staved off elimination in Game 4 with a commanding 122-84 victory, injecting new life into the series. The Celtics, leading 3-1, have another opportunity to clinch the championship on their home floor. The Dallas Mavericks, with a record of 63-40 straight up and 60-42-1 against the spread, have showcased their resilience throughout the playoffs. Fueled by Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, their offense has been prolific, averaging 106.8 points per game in the postseason while shooting 46.9% from the field and 36.3% from beyond the arc. Their defense was stellar in Game 4, limiting Boston to just 84 points and forcing 14 turnovers. Dallas dominated the boards, averaging 43.5 rebounds per game in the playoffs and out-rebounding Boston 52-31 in the last game. Doncic and Irving were the driving forces for Dallas in Game 4, contributing 74% of the points from the starters. Doncic shot 12-26 from the field, while Irving was 10-18. Despite struggling from three-point range, going a combined 1-14, they controlled the game with their playmaking and scoring inside. Derek Lively, too, also played a key role off the bench, grabbing 12 rebounds, including 7 offensive, and adding 11 points. The Boston Celtics appeared unprepared to close out the series in Game 4. Their shooting was abysmal, hitting only 29.7% from the field in the first half and 36.3% overall. Even though they made 14 three-pointers, they shot just 34.1% from beyond the arc. The Celtics were outmatched on the glass, securing only 31 rebounds compared to Dallas's 52. Defensively, Boston faltered, allowing Dallas to score at least 30 points in 3 of the 4 quarters. They forced just 9 turnovers and managed only 2 steals, far below their usual standards. Without Kristaps Porzingis, who missed his second consecutive game due to a knee injury, the Celtics lacked an interior presence, putting extra pressure on Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Tatum, who scored only 15 points in Game 4, must elevate his performance to help Boston close out the series. During the regular season, Boston was one of the top teams, boasting a 64-18 record. They averaged 120.6 points per game, the second best in the league, while allowing just 109.2 points per game, the 5th best. Their offensive efficiency, with a 48.7% field goal percentage, ranked them 8th, and they allowed opponents to shoot only 45.3%, the second best mark. Boston also excelled in three-point shooting, making 16.5 threes per game at a 38.8% clip, both among the best in the league. Dallas also impressed, averaging 117.9 points per game, the 7th best in the league. However, their defense has been inconsistent, allowing 115.6 points per game, ranking 20th. Luka Doncic has been the standout, leading the league in scoring with 33.9 points per game. His ability to control the game with his scoring and playmaking has been vital for Dallas. Head-to-head, Boston had the upper hand in the regular season, winning most matchups. However, Dallas's victory in Game 4 showed they could compete when playing to their potential. Boston has won 4 of their last 5 games at TD Garden, underscoring their home court advantage and strong defensive play. Injuries remain a concern, with Kristaps Porzingis' status uncertain for Game 5. His absence has impacted Boston's interior defense and rebounding. For Dallas, maintaining the momentum from Game 4 is crucial. They need another strong performance from Doncic and Irving, along with contributions from their supporting cast, to extend the series. The Mavericks' offensive explosion in Game 4, posting a 128.4 offensive rating and scoring 122 points, was their best performance of the series. Interestingly, Dallas is now outscoring Boston by 6 points in the series, despite being down 0-3 initially. The key question is whether Dallas can replicate their desperate Game 4 effort. Dallas won the three-point battle with 15 threes compared to Boston's 14, despite taking 4 fewer attempts. The significant difference was scoring 60 points in the paint and out-rebounding Boston by 21, with a 52-31 advantage on the glass. This disparity was partly due to Boston's poor shooting, just 36.3% from the field. Dallas secured 13 offensive boards, highlighted by Lively's 7 offensive rebounds, which will need adjustment in Game 5. The Mavericks adjusted their defense by playing their bigs, primarily Lively, in a one-man zone, anchoring him in the paint to contain drives and force extra passes. This strategy reduced easy finishes at the rim for Boston, and is something the Celtics will need to counter. The Celtics have listed Kristaps Porzingis as available under specific circumstances for Game 5, highlighting the lack of transparency in NBA injury reports. Without Porzingis, Dallas can more easily run one-man zones as Xavier Tillman Sr. and Al Horford are not as threatening from the perimeter. Porzingis is a significant mismatch, particularly for Dallas. Boston's offense struggled in Game 4, with their passing and assist numbers dropping compared to the first 3 games. Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown combined for 10 turnovers, playing sloppily and posting a poor plus-minus for the game. It appeared that Brown and Tatum were focused on individual accolades rather than team success. Ultimately, the Mavericks played with desperation to avoid a sweep. However, with the series returning to Boston, the Celtics should be able to match their energy. Expect Boston to tighten their defense and start hitting shots. The Celtics have won all 3 of their games in this series by at least 7 points, and I predict they will win and cover the spread. Another bet to consider: Game 5 total score prediction. As we head into Game 5 of the NBA Finals between the Dallas Mavericks and the Boston Celtics, it's clear that this series has been dominated by defense. Every game so far has hit the under, a testament to the defensive intensity and offensive struggles both teams have faced. Dallas has failed to score 100 points in the first 3 games, while Boston has yet to surpass 107 points. The Celtics have experienced their longest stretch of consecutive unders this season, including their Eastern Conference Finals Game 4 against the Indiana Pacers. Interestingly, despite Dallas outscoring Boston by a total of 6 points, they have struggled to find consistent offensive rhythm. Historically, the last team to win the championship with a negative point differential was the 2013 Miami Heat. These matchups have been mostly one-sided, with one team frequently failing to reach the 100-point mark. The average combined score of 202.5 points per game throughout the series underscores the defensive dominance at play. As the series progresses, expect even tighter defensive battles. Dallas appeared to improve defensively in Game 4, and Boston needs to return to their early series defensive strategies. Considering these patterns, it's reasonable to predict that Game 5 will continue this trend. With both teams likely to focus on defense, the total points are expected to stay under 210. Anticipate a combined score around 200 points, with neither team surpassing 110.